Before you can do any type of journalism, any type of interviewing or anything like that, we have to talk about journalism ethics, especially during this time with all of the internet and you have satire sites and you have fake news going everywhere. You have to talk about what it means to be a journalist and what the expectation is for you. So when we are looking, the Society for Professional Journalists has a code of ethics, and that's what we are basing our ethics on for this course. So basically, this looks at what does it mean to be an ethical journalist. So their preamble, I'm just going to read the preamble to you. Members of the Society of Professional Journalists believe that public enlightenment is the forerunner of justice and the foundation of democracy. Ethical journalism strives to ensure the free exchange of information that is accurate, fair, and thorough. An ethical journalist acts with integrity. The Society declares these 4 principles as the foundation of ethical journalism. So I'm going to talk about each of these 4 sections. But first, I just want you to think about the fact that when we have a democracy, a huge part of the democracy is the ability for the people to speak and the people to affect the government. And a huge part of the way that works is the press, because we have the ability to speak out and call for action when we're not happy with the way the government is being run. That is protected by the First Amendment. But you have to make sure you do it with integrity. So the first, seek truth and report it. Do not post things that you know are fake. Always check to make sure you have proven the source of something before you share it. I mean, think about when you're on social media and someone shares a clickbait article that says, this huge thing is happening and everything is terrible and this is to blame, and then you look into it and it's not true. Make sure you are seeking the truth and you are reporting it. 2, minimize harm. You don't want to cause direct harm to an individual or to the kind of general society. There is a need for information, and you want to make sure that accurate information is available, but you don't want to be sharing things that is going to hurt someone or hurt the safety of others. 3, act independently. And I know this sounds odd, but don't have a conflict of interest. If say, for example, I own a small business and I am also a journalist, I should not write an article about my own small business. Does that make sense? There's a conflict of interest there. I should not write an expose against someone who has harmed me personally using their position of power. You have to make sure that your sources are not influenced by getting something besides the spread of information. And then lastly, be accountable and transparent. Tell people your sources as you can. Make sure that you explain your choices. Make sure you respond quickly to questions so that you are honest with how you came by your information and why you believe the things that you do. Just making sure that you are open and saying, hey, I did this. And if you make a mistake, coming out and saying, hey, I made a mistake. I posted this. I thought it was true and it was wrong. Here is the correct information. All right. You just want to make sure that you work in a way that will not harm others. Now, with this course, you are going to have to read and sign this document, because if you are not going to be working ethically on the staff, you cannot be on the staff, especially because we are a school organization. We have to be careful and we have to be supportive and not tear each other down. So take a moment, read through it more carefully if you would like, and then make sure you sign this document either physically or in the Schoology assignment so that I have your signature on record.